Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my kitchen too. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another one of my favourite Russian recipes, and this one is called Ёжики, which basically translates to hedgehogs. It's a very traditional Russian dish. I'm putting my own little twist on the sauce I'm going to be serving it with. But while I make this recipe, I'm going to be talking about 6 reasons why I moved to Moscow, as this is a question I get all the time, especially from new subscribers who want to know more of why I left the UK to live in Russia. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the first step of this recipe, which is to saute the vegetables. You can either do this in oil or you can do it in butter. I think the first time I did this recipe, I did it in butter. But today I'm going to be using sunflower oil, and then to that I'm going to add 1 thinly grated carrot. As I mentioned in my last video where I shared another recipe, and that video was about if you can live in Moscow without actually being able to speak Russian. So if you're interested in watching that, I'll put the link in the description so you can watch that after this video. Carrot is a staple in Russian dishes, and so is onion. So if you have those in your fridge or your kitchen, you're definitely going to be able to make most of the Russian dishes because they always have these 2 ingredients. So reason number 1 as to why I moved to Moscow is my boyfriend. I definitely wouldn't be here if I wasn't with him, but there are loads of other reasons why I'm glad I'm living here now, which I'm going to share with you after this. But the main reason I'm here, is because of him. In September, he moved from London to here to start studying for his master's. So he's studying finance, and I was in Italy at the time when he moved here because I decided I wanted to be in Italy. He decided he wanted to study in Moscow, and we were going to do a long distance relationship, and we did for a few months. It was very, very difficult, especially after lockdown, as we were living together during lockdown, only had each other, and then after that I went to Italy, he went to Moscow, and it was really difficult, and we just kind of came to the conclusion that it would be better if we were together. So I came here, and I just came here in November time, just for a couple weeks on a visa, and then in December, beginning of December, I came back with my passport as I was renewing it at the time when I originally came here. But long distance relationships are not fun, and I'm so glad I moved here to be with him. I'm just gonna carry on mixing this. It's not ready yet. I think it would take around 10 minutes to cook through. You just want the onions to be translucent, as we're going to be putting it with meat soon, and you don't want to be eating raw onion later on. Reason number 2 as to why I moved to Moscow is my family. So if you didn't know already, my mum's side of the family is Russian. My mum grew up in the Soviet Union, and she moved to the UK when she was 20, when she met my dad. My family are here, and I've only been here twice. Once when I was 6 months old, and the second time when I was 5 years old, and I haven't returned here since. And that's one of the reasons I don't actually speak Russian, because I don't visit my Russian grandparents, so that would be a good reason to learn a language. But that's why I don't speak Russian really. But when my boyfriend said he was going to move to Moscow and he got into the university, I thought, you know what, even if I'm just going to come and visit you, I need to renew my Russian passport, because when I was younger I always come to Russia on my Russian passport, and I didn't actually know growing up I had a Russian passport, because obviously I was so young I didn't realise that. And then I think it was June or July time, my mum was like, yeah, you've got a Russian passport. I was like, really? That would make visiting my boyfriend so much easier. So that's why I went through the whole process of renewing it, and then it took so many months, but it was definitely worth it because obviously I'm living here now. So one of the reasons I actually moved here was because I want to reconnect with my mum's side of the family, as I didn't grow up with too many Russian people around me, so I don't know too much about the Russian culture, and I think it's just a good thing to reconnect with who you are and learn your language as well. Right, now I'm going to put the onions and the carrots into the bowl. They're a little bit bad at the bottom because I was speaking, so oops, it's okay. The next ingredient you're going to need is rice, and it's really great to do this recipe the day after you make some dish with rice in, because then you have leftover rice. So for example, yesterday I made a curry, which obviously you have rice with, so we just left a bit of rice over, and then you can just take it out the fridge. It makes it much quicker to make. I always play around with the ratios of meat versus rice. I'm probably going to put half of this, because the thing is, if you put too much rice in this recipe, then it's going to like really be crumbly and they won't look like hedgehogs at the end, which is kind of the point, you know, is they're called Ёжики. They need to look like Ёžiki. I don't know if you can notice, but it's getting really dark right now because today the weather was awful. It's really not nice. And it's all wet everywhere. There's huge puddles that are like the sizes of lakes. That is something I'm not enjoying about living in this climate, is the snow like melting and becoming like mini lakes everywhere you walk, in the road, in the pavement, everywhere. You can't escape it. You need wellies or something. So I'm wearing boots and it's not good. Okay, the next thing you're gonna need is meat. And specifically this is beef mince. And I talked about so many times how much I hate beef mince because it's not very good quality here, and I've yet to find quality that is similar to the UK because it's not the one here. But the brand that I find the best out of all of them is this one. It's called Chef, just there, that's the one I get. It has a picture of the hamburgers on, so it's kind of easy to recognise, and I'm going to put the whole pack in. After that, you're just going to need to put some salt and pepper in, very basic. Yeah, just do that to your own taste. I quite like a lot of pepper in my recipes. Reason number 3 as to why you should move here, not specifically why I moved here because I didn't know this about Russia until, or specifically Moscow, until I lived here, is how sociable it is. It's like whenever you go out, you will meet great people. You will meet great people and you'll go on such fun trips here. Like, I'm just comparing my life with the UK and living in London, because it wasn't like I was living in some like unsociable city, you know. I was living in London prior to living in Moscow, so I think I can give it a good comparison, but it's much more sociable here. I feel like in London, people really clump together as to the people that they already know. But in Moscow, people just want to meet new people all the time, which is really nice when you're new to a city. It's very, very easy to meet new people. Just go to a sociable bar, talk to people, anybody on your table. Like, it's actually very easy, and I've done so many like really fun things while I was here, and I just wouldn't have done that if I was in the UK, especially under the circumstances we are, which is COVID. COVID in the UK has obviously meant that people can't be sociable, so yeah, it's great to meet people here. As I said earlier, it's just awful weather and I've had to turn the lights on, so the aesthetic isn't quite the same anymore. But anyway, I've just tucked in my hair in my turtleneck as it just gets out of the way. But now is time to make the Ёжики, which is the fun part. So I've got like a larger saucepan here, because in a minute after the Ёжiki is cooked, we put some sauce in, so we need like a bit of a deep pan for this part. You've got to put some oil in here. Put quite a lot, because the worst thing that could happen in this recipe is the Ёжiki getting stuck at the bottom of the pan and then they just go splat. So that's not the look you want to go for. So, but you're not frying them, you just don't want them to stick, so you just got to be the judge of that. And now, obviously wash your hands, but we're just going to roll the mixture. Should look something like this. So we're just going to roll it into a ball, like a little hedgehog. It's called hedgehogs, by the way, because of the rice inside, you know, it kind of like spikes out a little bit. But yeah, just roll it into a little ball. Reason number 4 as to why you should move to Moscow is that it's so much less expensive than other big cities. Like, as I said earlier, I used to live in London, and rent in London started from £700 to £750 a month, so that's gosh, that's like 70,000 rubles to 75,000 rubles. So it's a lot more than it is here. Just to put it in comparison, rent starts at like £300, so that's like 30,000 rubles. So it's quite the difference. Also, just like living costs are much less. I think bills are much less, food costs much less, you know, just everything. So if you're making money from the UK, like you're working online or something, or you're working for a different country and you can move abroad, then why not move to Moscow? You know, why not experience a different culture? Oh my goodness, there's hail at the moment. Wow, I've actually never seen hail so big before. I would move my camera to show you, but I'm also touching meat right now, so you're just gonna have to trust me. There's like a lot of hail outside. Reason number 5 as to why I love living in Moscow / you should move to Moscow is the many opportunities that come with being a native English speaker here. Because obviously when you're living in the US, you're living in the UK, and you want to go for a job, it's very competitive. But if you're going for a native English speaker role here, there is barely any of us, so it's easier to get a job here for those specific jobs. For example, as an English teacher. Obviously not everyone wants to be an English teacher, but you can find really well paid jobs here as an English teacher, so that's really good. I've actually run out of space in my saucepan, so I am going to put that one back and I'm going to put the rest on the other fry pan I used before. So now I'm just going to turn on the heat, and then I'll just take them off when the inside is cooked. So I'll like slit open the middle to test if it's cooked, and the outside will be brown. It's good to put the lids on as well, because that way it just cooks through instead of just browning one side of it. And I'll just keep twirling them round so that all the sides are cooked evenly. So here they are after they've browned on the outside. Looks kind of strange at the moment, but it doesn't actually matter too much if they're red in the middle, because we are going to add a sauce now. So I just usually get a store-bought sauce. So today I decided to get this one, which is called baklajani. So there's just like loads of vegetables, there's some aubergines, it's from Perognostok. Yeah, it smells really good. I've never had this specific one, but I like kind of mixing it up sometimes. So I'm just going to put the whole jar into the saucepan. So the original recipe doesn't have a sauce with really any vegetables, I believe. But this is just what I like doing because it makes the recipe so much easier and quicker. Reason number 6 as to why you should move to Moscow, or just like travel around Russia in general, is that obviously Russia is the biggest country in the world, and there are so many and a huge variety of different landscapes to visit. Like you can go to one area in Russia and you can be by the beach, and you can go to another area in Russia and you'll be on a mountain, you know, like in the snow. You go to another area, you'll be like by a beautiful lake. So there's just so many different places to visit in Russia, and I haven't even scratched the surface of traveling in Russia. As you watch this, if you're watching this on Sunday night, me and my boyfriend are returning from Yaroslavl, and so far in Russia I've obviously been to Moscow, St. Petersburg, because that's where my grandparents are from and that's where they live, and then I would have been to Yaroslavl as you're watching this. Right now I haven't been there. But yeah, that's all the places I've been to so far, and there's just so many other places that I want to go to which look absolutely amazing. So this is Ёжики. As you can see, some of them have held their shape. Not gonna lie, not all of them have. I usually use like some sort of creamy tomato sauce, and it works really well with like holding the shape better of the Ёжiki. But I thought I'd try something different today. Didn't really work, but it's gonna taste really good because Ёжiki tastes amazing. Do give it a go if you haven't tried Ёжiki before. I'm gonna put the ingredients as well as the price of this recipe in the description if you're interested. And I do hope you found this video somewhat helpful if you're thinking of moving to Moscow, and if you're wondering my journey and the reason I actually moved to Moscow in the first place. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up, and and subscribe if you haven't already, as I post a new video every single Sunday about life in Russia. And next week's video is going to be a vlog to Yaroslavl, which is super exciting. I'm really excited to go there. But yeah, see you next Sunday for another video. Bye!